Hey everybody, welcome back into the Blended Band Room. This week I'm going to give you 5 ways to incorporate Google Forms into your music or band program from top to bottom. Before we get into that, if you like this content about integrating technology into your music or band program, go ahead and subscribe to this channel for more content and give this video a like. Stick around to the end because I'm going to give you some free resources that we're going to go over today. The first way to use Google Form in your program is through Recruitment. Now, you can create a simple form on Google Forms that can be sent out to prospective students and 4th grade teachers or 5th grade teachers to be able to get information about the students that you're trying to recruit and getting parents' contact information. Talk to your school counselor or to your elementary school's counselors, get that information. Make sure when you send out emails with Google Forms that you let parents know that you're collecting email addresses in the form, and that when you initially send it, you always send everybody on the list as a BCC, a blind carbon copy. That way no parents' information or student information is shared with others. When looking for what kind of form to use, I include one later on, or you can go to bepartofthemusic.com and use their pre-made form, which is what mine is based off of. This is a great way for you to get information about students ahead of time before they get into your building. The second way I like to use Google Forms is in instrument selection. We all know that one of the biggest struggles that beginning bands have is finding proper instrumentation that fits student interest. You always get those bands that are so heavy on saxophone or so heavy on flute or so heavy on trumpet or percussion. And being able to gauge student data and get their interest helps you as a teacher be able to identify not only what did you hear from the student when they tried out the different mouthpieces or head joints, but also where did they want to be. So this form is very simple. I ask 4 questions. What's the student's name? What instrument is their first choice? If they could play one, what would they want to play? I get a second choice, and that way I can help them make that determination. First choice, second choice, and then her and I or him and I talk about it and kind of align why those reasons are. The 4th and final question is going to be, what instrument do you absolutely not want to play in band? This gives the student a chance to feel like they have some ownership. Students know what they're going to be successful at if you go through a good tryout process. Giving them a chance to voice that opinion through a Google form is very important. The third way you can integrate Google Forms into your music or band classroom is through teacher evaluation. I took a huge risk this year and I asked my students some questions about the way our band and I operate in class. This was a suggestion from this book, Classroom Management in the Music Room by David Newell, and he suggested to do it on pencil paper. I did it as an anonymous Google form. It asked questions such as, in band, we always, in band, we never. And then the more serious questions to me are questions, Mr. Ford almost always, or Mr. Ford almost never. I've done this before with mixed response in a way, but I really went out with this new group of students. I put myself out there and I allowed them to give me some feedback, and it's helping me plan next school year to make sure I'm doing things that they need, using student data to drive instruction. The next way we're going to discuss for you to use Google Forms in your classroom is through concert evaluation. It's really important that we have our students understand that our concerts are like the final assessment. We might spend weeks or months working on a few pieces of music. Giving them a chance to reflect on different aspects of the concert is important. I like to have students answer questions such as, did you talk during the concert in between pieces? Did you wave at your parents on stage? These are questions to get them thinking. And then I love to ask them to rate themselves and to rate the band as a whole. The final 2 questions are my favorite, and it's what is your favorite piece to work on and what was your least favorite piece to work on. This helps me not only with my programming in the future, but also with being able to know how I taught that piece and maybe I just presented it wrong. The 5th and final way that you can incorporate Google Forms into your music or band program is through the use of assessment on fingering and note reading quizzes. If you're working with one group, you're able to have the other group do the quizzes like we talked about in our Ed Puzzle video to buy yourself some time one-on-one with students or in a smaller group setting if you work in a full band classroom by yourself. It can be a struggle to get that intimate time with the woodwind players on things they need. Have your brass players do a quiz or two, and then you can have time with those students. This can be time consuming to create, but since you made it to the end of this video, you now know about the link down below to a Google Drive that has all of the forms and quizzes that we've talked about today and that I've shown you on the video. I hope that if you use that and enjoy it, you'll subscribe to the Blended Bandroom YouTube channel and give this video a like, and let me know in the comments down below how you're going to incorporate Google Forms or anything else into your classroom. Let us know what you want to hear next. I hope to see you here next time on the Blended Bandroom.